Welcome to the Percussion Ranch. I'm super thrilled and excited to have Paul Mazzio here, a great trumpet guy, trumpet player, musician. We went to school in North Texas.
We
1980.
Did. Oh man, 40 years ago.
Yeah, like 43, 42 years ago. And we're recording today. We've already done one trio with Chris Higgins on bass and us, and this is kind of the start of the second trio record that'll be on, well, it's not a record anymore. It'll be on Bandcamp, BradDudestockBandcamp.com, and it'll be available hopefully in sometime soon. Yes. Anyway, I wanted to ask you, Paul, just about creativity and improvisation, because I think I try to base everything I want to do here on trying to create something new and trying to come up with a sound I haven't heard. So already with trumpet and bass and some weird hybrid drum set, we're already got a little step forward. Or like we just did some vibe trumpet bass. But a cool question that I think viewers might like is, when you're thinking of a tune that's composed, what are some of the devices you use in improvising on top of the tune? And we're not really talking chord changes, but like
on a standard form or something like that?
Yeah, like on one of my songs, so it's not standard at all. Basically, you've had a line and a bass and a head, but then we say free section.
Yeah.
What are some of the devices you like to use in the free section?
Well, I mean, some tunes of yours, Brad, sometimes you'll just have a rhythmic motive, and that the whole form of the tune is based on that rhythmic motive until you take us to another rhythmic motive. So a lot of times I'll try to pick up on something melodically or rhythmically that somebody does. And, you know, rather than play changes, you know, we talked about it briefly. I mean, I am more of a mainstream player, you know, kind of a bebop guy. So it's more of trying to maybe create a mood rather than just playing changes and trying to burn, you know. Right. And like I was mentioning, you know, you base your inspiration. Every time I do one of these sessions, when I'm coming up driving, I listen to players that have more of an abstract quality to their playing, you know, that have a very free nature. You know, Tim Hagen's, or I'll listen to Miles 62 or something with Herbie and Ron and Tony, and how they'll take a standard and they'll just go, the mood will just go somewhere with that. So when we play, I try to put myself somewhat in that kind of mindset where you're playing off some type of motive, whether it's melodic or rhythmic, or maybe you're playing busy and I want to play sustained.
Orchestrate,
you know? Something like that. So it's not, you know, I'm playing changes, I'm just trying to interact and try to create some kind of color or mood. And of course my bebop roots always come out. I listen back to the playbacks and it's like, well, okay, okay, I'm playing a 2/5 run over your, you know, but that's what came out, you know, and so.
That's the honest part. So that's cool. That's one approach. Now, like say another thing, like say there's nothing at all. Like we did this today already. We've done like 6 or 7. Okay, freeform. Anything happens. Like maybe what are some, and I say, okay, let's start with Paul. It's like, can you kind of give the viewer an idea of, so you know, kids will say, oh, I don't know what to play if they don't put music in front of them. Yeah. So it's so cool to get a kid say, just play right now. And like, so I like to say, stop thinking, like all of a sudden. So can you maybe help a viewer with an idea you might use if we said, okay, Paul's starting this, go. Like just.
Take 4 notes.
Great idea.
Take 4 notes and make a split decision. How do you want to play those 4 notes?
Excellent.
Maybe 2 groups of 2 stabbing notes.
Excellent.
I found myself doing that a lot today. Da-da, da-da. Let some space go by and try to play something off of that.
Which is really important. The space is so cool because you're giving the other people chance. Your negative spaces gives other people to use as the positive space. Super cool. I was thinking of writing a tune like Bead, Dad, and so then, okay, the title's Bead and Dad, but that's B-E-A-D and D-A-D. So like you say, that there's a start of a piece. Yeah. It's just giving you letters. Yeah. And then the cool part about that, there's a tiny form. But you could do 3 Bs in 3 different octaves. You wouldn't have to spell bead or dad. But
well, it's all,
yeah.
And again, taking chances, you know, and it's not always easy for an improviser to do that. You know? Especially, you know, I'm a mainstream player. It's like I want to play what I'm comfortable with playing, and these kinds of situations is you have to get out of your comfort zone, take some chances, take an adventurous spirit, you know, and go with it. You know, take a motive, 4-note motive.
I love how too you said, okay, I'm going to play harmon mute. And then you say, well, what? Okay, now I'll take the mute out, and then you go to flugelhorn.
Yeah.
So you're already like, the great thing about freedom is nobody's saying, okay, now you have to play trumpet. You know, you just, you choose.
Yeah.
Because that's what the freeform improv is, and that'll make me play different. If you're on harmon mute, I'll play brushes.
Yeah.
And if you go to like a louder trumpet, I'll go to sticks. Yeah. So it's so cool that way.
Just to create a different color.
With the freeform.
Plus, harmon mute's more forgiving. If my chops feel weird, it's like... There's a good chance that I'll get it. And I do like that sound. Again, that kind of goes back to the Miles, the Miles thing, and
right, right, excellent,
yeah,
cool, man. What about these tunes? Like today, was there a moment where you were feeling, okay, I'm going to take it this direction because of what this happened over here? If you can remember, any particular.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess maybe I'm tuning in a little more towards you and what you do, and you know, try to play off what you're doing. So if you get busy, or I hear a specific motive, you know, if I hear you do a rhythmic motive, you have to make a split decision. Okay, I'm going to use that motive, but somehow I want to try to employ an interval of a fourth in that rhythmic motive.
Good, yeah.
You know, stuff like that, and then try to play off that.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. The tune's fourth. I wrote a fourth tune, so we'll do the fourth tune.
Yeah.
Groovy. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button.
No, let's hit the like button.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Ready? One more time and go.
If you like what you see, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications.